Hello everybody, welcome to the Thrice Used Green Couch. My name is Emily and I am a fitness and wellness coach of over 15 years. And I'm here today because I thought it would be interesting to talk about this idea of New Year's resolutions. During this time of year, of course, I hear all sorts of things from people that I work with in personal training and in my classes. And in my life in general. So one of the things that I talked about this morning is maybe it's a good idea to, instead of setting a New Year's resolution, set a drishti or a focal point for the year. So that would be like an intention. Every year, billions of people around the world overestimate kind of what they should complete in a year, where they put these expectations on themselves. For instance, just look at your daily to-do list. Think about all of the things that you put on that list and how many times we kind of forget things on our list or don't stick to it. And we use it as a way to kind of punish ourselves into expectations. I just think that's such an interesting thing, this idea of setting a New Year's resolution. And then when we don't make that New Year's resolution or we don't hit that goal, somehow we use that as a way to punish ourselves and what we did accomplish. And instead, what if in 2023, we instead picked a focus or a theme? In yoga, and of course I talked about this morning in my yoga class, there's something called Sankalpa, which loosely means a heart's desire. And one of the things that I started about 8 years ago when I started practicing mindfulness and really delving into meditation and mindfulness is looking at something that heart's desire for yourself as far as how it relates to this greater good. It is a kind of a short and declarative idea, but it also relates to the whole, the universe, the people around us. For instance, rather than me saying, I want to be filled with more grace, declaring that grace is my nature, I am grace. I often find myself saying out loud that I have a lot of truth and not a whole lot of grace. But this year, I started to shift that to see that I am also grace and toward myself and other people. And that's the big thing, is that we can't have all these things for other people without also showing it to ourselves. I am also grace, and saying that out loud, saying that I am grace, has showed me how I'm able to give more of that. And it creates this energy instead of saying, oh, I'm so much truth and not enough grace. And instead it creates from our words this outpouring of grace. In yoga, we also have something called Icha Shakti, which is how we kind of manifest things into will or doing or being. In America, we think of this concept as neuroplasticity, or this way of rewiring the thoughts that we have. And in our society right now, we could use a lot of rewiring and a lot of rewiring about how we see things in total. For instance, I said this morning, and it just came out of nowhere. Your success makes me successful. It's such a foreign concept. Your happiness makes me happier. Instead of thinking about when somebody else, something good happens in somebody else's life, a lot of times, and I've seen this in my life as well as a lot of other people's, is, okay, so I succeed really well, and somehow other people think that takes away from their success. And I don't think that's the case. We have this ability to rewire our thinking. We often get stuck in our old narratives, and they get played out in unfulfilled goals and or unfulfilled New Year's resolutions. You may not even be aware that you have a wiring in your brain or this kind of faulty thinking. And this wiring could expect you to fail. And it's brought on by others and yourself. So one of the things that I found online, like journaling, a lot of times is a way for us to say out loud or in writing, and we can create this sankalpa or heart's desire through our writing or what we say out loud to ourselves. And this starts to create this connection between what our mind and what our body feels towards that. And that turns us toward our Icha Shakti. So this year, my focus or drishti is a focus on manifesting kindness to those I don't know. It's an expectation. It's not an expectation. It's a goal. It's not an expectation. It's not a goal. It's a focus on kindness. For instance, I am kindness. And saying that mantra is where I'm going to kind of sit this year. I am kindness. I am grace. So whatever that means to you, I hope that you got something out of this, and I hope you have a wonderful New Year's.